Alrighty. Let's see. All right, we're in a new space today. See if anybody's going to join us. Hi. Oh, hello. Hi, Soraya. We're in a new space today. I am up in Maine for the whole month of July. So I'm going to be setting up here probably more regularly over the next couple of weeks. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. So if you don't know me, my name is Dana. I normally live in New Jersey, but for the entire month of July, I'll be up here in Maine, southern Maine, very close to Green Acre Bahá'í School, only maybe 20 minutes, half an hour away. My family comes up here for the summers. I've been doing it since I was a little kid. And now that I have my own kids, I like to bring them up here for big chunks of time to get away from the madness of New Jersey. So I'm glad that you're here today. We're talking about cooperation. And I guess we'll get started with singing our prayers, okay? I'm sitting in front of an incredibly bright window. So if I'm squinting quite a bit, that's why today, because the sun, it's overcast where I am, but it's incredibly bright out there. So hopefully I don't have a headache by the end of this. We'll see. And if I do, it's worth it, right? Okay. So we're going to sing, let's start with We Are Drops, which we always start with. This is a call and response. So I will sing the first part. You can repeat after me. If you know the song already, you're welcome to sing the first or second part, whatever you want. Or you can sing both parts, which is what I do sometimes, just because I'm here all by myself. And it feels weird only singing one part and not the second part. So let's see how it goes today. Okay. Here we go. Okay. We are drops of one ocean. We are waves of one sea, Come and join us in our quest for unity. It's a way of life for you and me. We are flowers of one garden. We are leaves of one tree, Come and join us in our quest for unity. It's a way of life for you and me. All the world is one country. Man is one. Can't you see? Come and join us in our quest for unity. It's a way of life for you and me. Okay, and let's sing Oh God Guide Me today. Here we go. Our fingers go up in the air. Here we go. Oh God, guide me, protect me, make of me a shining lamp and a brilliant star. Thou art the mighty and the powerful. We're going to do it again. Oh God, guide me, protect me, make of me a shining lamp and a brilliant star. Thou art the mighty and the powerful. All right, we're going to do So Powerful. We're going to do it 2 times. The first time we're going to do it regular speed. The second time we're going to do it even faster. So I want to see those muscles. If you have your muscles out, I want to see them. I'm going to back up so you can actually see my muscles. Here we go. The first time regular speed. Ready? So powerful is a light of unity. So powerful is a light of unity, that it can illuminate the whole earth, that it can illuminate the whole earth. The whole earth. Should we do it faster? Are you ready? So powerful is a light of unity. So powerful is a light of unity, that it can illuminate the whole earth, that it can illuminate the whole earth. The whole earth. Did I get you there? Did you stop for just a second when I got it all the way to the top? Okay. I was thinking maybe we would sing the Tiny Seed song, but it's what I discovered. I always thought growing up that it was a quote from the Bob, but actually, it hasn't been confirmed that it comes from the Bob. But the message of it is just so wonderful that I love to sing it. And it goes. I haven't sang it in a really long time, so let's see. I my God, oh my God, but a tiny seed which thou hast sown in the soil of thy love, in the soil of thy love. Can you sing that with me? I am, oh my God, oh my God, but a tiny seed which thou hast sown in the soil of thy love, in the soil of thy love. Maybe we'll sing that one next week too, okay? So today we are talking about cooperation. This is not actually a lesson that is in Ruhi grade 3, book 1, but I had a couple of books that I thought would be really good to talk about, and actually there are quotes about cooperation. And I think the reason it's not in the Ruhi book, at least grade 1, is that it's actually to cooperate, you have to have all these different virtues working at the same time. You have to have virtues like you have to learn how to share. You have to wait your turn. You have to be polite. You have to learn how to consult. You have to work together. And these all require all these other virtues that we learn about in our grade 1. So I thought today might be a good day to talk about it. And there is a quote by Abdu'l-Baha. Now, if you've been watching my videos for a long time, you know that when I hold up the quote, it's backwards, right? Because Instagram flips it. Well, I had one of the Baha'is in my community suggest that I print out the quote and flip it. But instead of printing it out and flipping it, since I'm at Bahá'í, I just took the quote and I copied it through the paper. So what I'm able to see, it looks like this. It looks backwards, right? But hopefully what you're able to see, it looks forwards. Is that correct? Does it look good? Okay, so the quote is, let me get nice and close here to you. Okay. I'm glad you can see it the right way today. Okay, awesome. And actually, what's good about it is that because it's flipped on this side, I can also read it. So, the supreme need of humanity, which is all of the people in the world, is cooperation and reciprocity. Now, what do these words mean? Cooperation. Cooperation means to work together. And reciprocity, reciprocity means the giving and taking by two different people or different groups of people that's beneficial to everybody. So let me see what I have here. The practice of exchanging things with others for mutual benefit, meaning everybody benefits from it. And those are the supreme needs of humanity. And then Abdu'l-Baha goes on to say, the stronger the ties of fellowship and solidarity, and fellowship is like friendship and companionship and solidarity amongst men, and it's not just men and women, it's like all the people in the world, right? The greater will be the power of constructiveness, which is to build things up, and accomplishment in all the planes of human activity. The stronger the ties of fellowship and solidarity amongst men, the greater will be the power of constructiveness and accomplishment in all the planes of human activity. So from this quote, I think we can understand that, is it backwards? Yeah. Cooperation and reciprocity are the supreme need in this day and age. So I have a number of books that I thought maybe we could read together, and they talk about cooperation. And then at the end, I thought we could do an art project. I'm using clay today. You can use whatever you have. If you don't have clay, you can use pen and markers. I also posted on my LinkedIn, not my LinkedIn, I'm sorry, my Linktree, a coloring page, which looks like this. Actually, it will look like this, but I didn't copy it. It'll look like this, because we're going to read Room on the Broom, which is one of my favorite books. But my children are terrified of it because of the dragon, and so I can't read it to them, but I'm going to read it to you. But first, we're going to read a couple of other books first. Let's see, what should we read first? The books I have today are Bahá'í, and it was this book that inspired me to do a cooperation with you. Bahá'í. And we have Deep in the Woods. I love the illustrations in here because I can totally see a number of you guys making these animals. And then we have Room on the Broom, which is all about cooperation too. So I think what we'll do is we'll get started today with Deep in the Woods, and then we'll read Bahá'í, and then we'll read Room on the Broom. Sound okay? Okay. This is my handy dandy workspace for you guys today, but let me get nice and close so you guys can see this. Okay. Deep in the Woods. Now this is still going to be flipped. There's no way for me to unflip it for you guys. By Christopher Core. And look at the colors. Okay. So we're deep in the woods. You see all those trees, and there's a sun up there. Deep, deep, deep in the woods. Deep in the woods was a little wooden house. It was painted bright white with 9 neat windows and a red front door. Should we count the windows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And here's the red front door. It was a perfect little home, but it stood empty, cold, and sad. Maybe it's sad because no one's living in it, right? One day, a mouse was passing by the wooden house. Do you see the mouse? This looks like the perfect place for a little mouse like me, he said to himself, and scurried inside. He swept the floors and washed the windows and mopped and wiped and scoured until everything was squeaky clean. What a clean little mouse. A frog hopped by. Boing. With its 9 neat windows and red front door. A frog hopped by and saw the wooden house with its 9 neat windows and red front door. This looks like the perfect home, he said, and went to see if anyone was in. Who's in there? The mouse, right? Have you got room for a handsome frog like me? He asked. And the mouse welcomed him inside to live in the wooden house together. And look who's down here. There's a bunny. Let's see if the bunny wants to live in this wooden house. A rabbit bounded by the little wooden house with its 9 neat windows and red front door. She thought it looked like the perfect home, and so she knocked on the door. Have you got room for a pretty rabbit like me? She asked, and the mouse and the frog welcomed her inside to live in the wooden house together. They're all different, right? They're all living in there together. A beaver bustled past the little wooden house with its 9 neat windows and its red front door, and so did a fox, and a rooster, and a deer, and a red squirrel. Have you got room for a merry band like us? They asked, and the mouse and the frog and the rabbit welcomed them inside to live in the wooden house together. Ooh, what do we have here? An owl sitting in a tree could see all the animals living together. In the little wooden house with its 9 neat windows and its red front door, he flew down and knocked on the door with his beak. See, I just love these illustrations. And so did 2 magpies, which is a type of bird. Have you got room for some feathered friends like us? They asked, and squeezed inside to live with the mouse and the frog and the rabbit and the beaver and the fox and the rooster and the deer and the squirrel. The animals felt very glad to live together in the little wooden house with its 9 neat windows and its red front door. It's the perfect home, they said. Look at them all in there. They each have a window. The animals were so happy all together. They filled the little wooden house with their singing and their dancing, and they played into the night. See the musical notes? Playing the drum. Looks like he has a fiddle or a violin, a harmonica, a triangle, a flute, singing out of his mouth, playing the accordion. Oh, even the moon is singing too. Or playing too, I should say. The animal's music floated through the woods and tickled the ears of a big brown bear. He followed the sound until he found the little wooden house. Through each of the 9 neat windows, he could see a different creature, each one as happy as could be. The bear knocked on the red front door. Have you got room for a great big bear like me? He asked. The music stopped. The dancing ended. The mouse and the frog and the rabbit and the beaver and the fox and the rooster and the deer and the squirrel and the owl and the 2 magpies and the woodpecker all came out of the house to meet the bear. They looked at each other and shook their heads sadly. No, they answered unhappily. There isn't room for a big bear in this little wooden house. Is he too big? Said the bear. Are you sure? He tried to get in through the 9 neat windows. He tried to get in through the red front door. Yeah, look how big he is compared to the door. And at last of all, he climbed up onto the roof. The little wooden house began to tremble. Tremble means to shake. Creak! heard the animals, and they looked nervously up at the great big bear on top of the little wooden house. Oh no! Gruff, went the house. Whoop, went the bear. No, cried the animals. Ah, said the bear. He dusted himself down. The little wooden house had collapsed underneath him. Oh no, sobbed the animals. What will we do without our home in the forest? Are they all crying? Even the bear's crying too. Bear felt very sad. He wished he could think of a way to help. And then the bear had an idea. He chopped down trees and trimmed the branches and hammered and lifted and banged. And look, what's the beaver doing over here? The beaver is cutting down trees also. And the fox and the rabbit are sawing a log. And they're hammering. And look, these guys are hammering too. The other animals joined in too. Are they all working together? They worked and worked and worked. But look at the structure of this. It's so much bigger. Even bear can fit inside. They worked and worked until it was they had built a house that was big enough for everyone. It was a perfect home for a mouse and a frog and a rabbit and a beaver and a fox and a rooster and a deer and a squirrel and an owl and 2 magpies and a woodpecker and a bear. It even had 9 neat windows and a red front door. The only thing left to do now was to celebrate. So the house, why did the house break? What happened? The bear couldn't fit inside and he climbed on top and the whole thing collapsed. But in the end, it was actually a very good thing, wasn't it? They worked really hard together. I bet it wasn't easy. And as they worked, they built something that everybody could fit inside and be a part of. So now we're going to read Box of Texts. So that book displayed cooperation when all the animals worked together to build something even better, right? And that's what we have to do in our life too. We're working really hard together to build something better as Bahá'ís. Okay, we're going to read Box of Texts now. Have you read this book before? I normally take off the dust jacket, but I wanted to show you what this one looked like. So this is a story about a little girl and another little girl, and they are both Box of Texts. And when they first meet each other, they're not so happy to know each other. This is what the actual book looks like. It looks like a paper box, and the whole story is about what they make from paper boxes. So I'll show you the inside page here. Okay, you see all these paper boxes, and I guess it's stuff made of cardboard. So there's an egg carton, and there's boxes, and there's toilet paper and paper towel rolls and milk cartons, and look at all these different kinds of cardboard. Box of Texts by Kim Smith. Look, she's brainstorming a castle. She has all these boxes. If you guys order from Amazon, does your house look like this sometimes? It looks a little bit like this in our house, where we just have boxes everywhere. Meg was a Box-a-tech. This is Meg's mom saying, what is she doing? And here's Meg. She was a Box-a-tech. She loved to make things out of boxes. She loved making tiny houses, tall towers, and twisty tunnels. Do you see how she's cutting things out and taping it together and painting over it to turn it into something new? And she made marvelous things no one had ever seen before. Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be so cool to have in your living room? I want Meg to come over to my house. Meg was proud of her work. She could make boxes into anything. Meg's mother was proud too. She thought Meg was brilliant and creative. So Meg's mother sent Meg to maker school, where she could be even more brilliant and creative. At maker school, there were blanketeers, who made things out of blankets, spaghetti techs, look at that, all made out of spaghetti, tin foilers, and egg cartoners. There was almost any kind of maker you could imagine. But Meg was the class's first Box-a-tech, and that made her feel very special. She's the only one here who uses boxes. At school, Meg learned all about box architecture. She learned how to make her structures useful and strong and beautiful. Meg loved everything about Maker School. Wow, look at what she's making. So impressed. Until Simone showed up. Like Meg, Simone was new. She was also brilliant and creative. Worst of all, Simone was a boxitect too. And she was already making things Meg had never dreamed of. Wow, look at that airplane. I think Meg's feeling a little threatened. In class, Simone would point out ways Meg could make her construction a little straighter. It doesn't seem like she's doing it in a very constructive kind way, though, does it? More wind resistant. Ooh, she went past and knocked over her barn. And less boring. Wow, that's not very nice. It's making her feel bad about it. So Meg told Simone she should build things that were less bumpy, sturdier, and much prettier. Uh-oh. On the last day of school, the class's annual maker match was held to see who could make the most amazing thing. There was just one rule. You had to work as a team. But Meg didn't want to work with anyone, and neither did Simone. Look at them looking at each other. We have to work as a team? Oh no, we're enemies. The Blanketeers built with blankets and pillows. Look, there are 3 of them. The Spaghetti Techs built with pasta and glue. There are also 3 of them. It looks like they're cooperating with each other. The Bakeologists built with cake and frosting. Pretty sure this is what my daughter would be. But the Boxitects were not building at all. Why weren't they building? Let's see. They were arguing. I want to make a treehouse, Meg said. No, I want to make a ship, Simone insisted. Meg drew a line down the middle of a very large box. I'll take this half, you can have the other. Fine, said Simone. Soon Meg noticed that her treehouse wasn't as large as Simone's ship. Uh-oh. So she made her side taller and more impressive. When Simone noticed that Meg's treehouse was taller than her ship, she made her side higher and more extraordinary. They're not really working together. They're kind of competing against each other, aren't they? Slowly, Meg and Simone's creations grew bigger and bigger. Let's see if I have it out here. Can you see it better? They both built and built until there wasn't a single box left. And at last, oh my gosh, so they're being held up by the ceiling to put the last pieces on their box sculpture. And they're determined to outdo the other, even though they're working on the same project. And look at the teacher down here. Oh no! And all the kids, woo! And at last, they finished. Holy moly, look at that thing. What is it? Asked a classmate. I've never seen anything like it, said another. The teacher said, it looks like it might... Uh-oh. Look at this little fly. Achoo! Everybody's looking up. What's gonna happen? Little fly sneezed and crash! It all came crashing down. Ah! I like this face right here. Ah! Your side was too wobbly, shouted Meg. Your side was too heavy, cried Simone. Oh dear, said the judge. They're both very smart and creative and artistic, and yet they're not working together, and it all came crashing down. The maker match was not over yet, but most of Meg and Simone's work was ruined. There were only a few parts left that could be saved. Okay, they're scrambling now, right? If we combine our tree houses with your ship, if we combine my treehouse with your ship, Meg started, we might be able to make one thing, finished Simone. The box of text decided to call a truce so they could finish the match. Okay, they're deciding to work together now, right? Working as a team, Meg and Simone quickly joined the remaining pieces together until they had created something new. They made a boathouse instead of just a boat and a house separated. Now it's a boathouse together. At the end of the maker match, the box of text hadn't won first place. It looks like the spaghetti text did. But they did get 6th place. See here? See how it has a 6? But they had a different way of making brilliant and creative things working together. And they each gained a new friend. What should we make next? How about a buoyant bungalow or a motorcycle mansion? Oh my gosh, they're realizing that they actually can work quite well together, right? And make things that they may not be able to make on their own. Right? Okay. So when Meg was working on her own, she came up with some really brilliant things. But when Simone came along, Simone was also making some brilliant things. And they were making things that were different from each other. There's a spider here. Were different from each other that maybe they wouldn't have thought to make if they hadn't been around each other. And so when they learned that they had these great ideas that they could bounce off of each other and build upon, their creations became even more amazing and special and outrageous. So cooperation is an incredibly useful skill to have, or a virtue to have. And the last one we're going to read is Room on the Broom. I love this book. I've been reading it since my kids were born. And I just like the rhyming in it. And I also like the message at the end. And this is also a video on on Netflix that you can watch. It's animated. So after you read the book, you should go watch the video. And in the video, the cat is a little bit less excited to have all these animals join him and the witch on their broom. But at the end, it ends up being a very good thing that they're all together. So here we go. Room on the Broom by Julia Donaldson. And then after this, I was thinking we would make animals out of clay or paper, or you can color them in, whatever you want to do. The witch had a cat and a hat that was black, and long ginger hair and a braid down her back. How the cat purred, and how the witch grinned, as they sat on their broomstick and flew through the wind. But how the witch wailed, and how the cat spat, when the wind blew so wildly it blew off the hat. Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the hat, but no hat could be found. Then out of the bushes, on thundering paws, there bound a dog with the hat in his jaws. He dropped it politely, then eagerly said, as the witch pulled the hat firmly down on her head, I am a dog, as keen as can be. Is there room on the broom for a dog like me? Yes, cried the witch, and the dog clambered on. The witch tapped her broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Over the fields and the forest they flew. The dog wagged his tail, and the stormy wind blew. The witch laughed out loud, ha ha ha, and held on to her hat, but away blew the bow from her braid. Oh no, just like that. There it goes. Who's it going by? It's falling past a tree. There's somebody in there. Let's see who it could be. Down, cried the witch, as she flew to the ground. They searched for the bow, but no bow could be found. Then out from a tree, with an ear-splitting shriek, there flapped a green bird with the bow in its beak. She dropped it politely and bent her head low, then said as the witch tied her braid in the bow, I am a bird, as green as can be. Is there room on the broom for a bird like me? Yes, cried the witch. So the bird fluttered on. The witch tapped her broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Over the reeds and the rivers they flew. The birds shrieked with glee, and the stormy wind blew. They shot through the sky to the back of beyond. The witch clutched her bow, but let go of her wand. Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the wand, but no wand could be found. Who's going to find it? There's a little clue there, some eyes poking out. Then all of a sudden, out from a pond, leaped a dripping wet frog with a dripping wet wand. He dropped it politely, then said with a croak, as the witch dried the wand on a fold of her cloak, I am a frog, as clean as can be. Is there room on the broom for a frog like me? Yes, said the witch. So the frog bound on. The witch tapped her broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Over the moors and the mountains they flew. The frog jumped with joy. Here he is, jumping with joy. And, the broom snapped in two. Down fell the cat. Down fell the cat and the dog and the frog. Down they went tumbling into a bog. The witch's half broomstick flew into a cloud, and the witch heard a roar that was scary and loud. I am a dragon as mean as can be, and wish with French fries tastes delicious to me. scratching my throat. No, cried the witch. Flying higher and higher, the dragon flew after her, breathing out fire. Help, cried the witch, flying down to the ground. She looked all around, but no help could be found. The dragon drew near with a glint in his eye and said, just this once, I'll have witch without fries. Oh no. But just as he planned to begin on his feast, there he is, he's got the witch. And uh-oh, what is this over here? From out of a ditch rose a horrible beast. It was tall, dark, and sticky, and feathered and furred. It had 4 frightful heads. It had wings like a bird. And its terrible voice, when it started to speak, was a yowl and a growl and a croak and a shriek. It dripped and it squelched as it strode from the ditch, and it said to the dragon, buzz off, that's my witch. Oh my gosh, look at the dragon's face. Ugh! Yeah, I'd be scared of that too if you didn't know what it was. Then the dragon drew back as he started to shake, which means to... Oh, we know what shake means. I'm sorry, he sputtered. I made a mistake. It's nice to have met you. But now I must fly. And he spread out his wings and was off through the sky. He's afraid of monsters. Then down flew the bird. Down flew the bird. And down jumped the frog. Down climbed the cat. And whew, said the dog. And thank you, oh thank you, cried the grateful witch cried. Without you I'd be in that dragon's inside. What? That squelchy monster was actually the bird and the frog and the cat and the dog. Did they all work together to scare off the dragon and save the witch? Here they all are, bringing her wand back, cleaning off all the mud. And there goes the dragon. He's like, I am out of here. Then she filled up her cauldron and said with a grin, find something, everyone, throw something in. So the frog found a lily, the cat found a cone, the bird found a twig, and the dog found a bone. They flew them all in, and the witch stirred them well, and while she was stirring, she muttered a spell, iggity, ziggity, zaggity, zoom! Then out rose a truly magnificent broom with seats for the witch, the cat, and the dog, a nest for the bird, see the nest all the way up here, kind of hard in the crease, and a pool for the frog. Yes, cried the witch, and they all clambered on. The witch tapped her broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. They all had to work together to save the witch. And that's the thing about cooperation. When you're cooperating, you are cooperating and working together to accomplish something all together. Usually you want to have a goal. So in my house, when my kids are starting to fight with each other and they're having a really hard time getting along and they're having a really hard time cooperating, I usually pretend to attack them so that they have to come and get me together. That way they're working together. It's kind of weird, but it works. And usually by the end of that, they are full of laughter and no longer fighting with each other because they're unified in their attack of their mother. So today what we're going to do is we're going to actually, I thought we could make some of these animals. Maybe stack them up to represent and remember the cooperation that the cat and the dog and the frog and the bird had to work together to save the witch. If you don't have clay, you can draw them. You can color them. As I said previously, I've linked it in my link tree. There's, I just traced this if you want to color it in. But I'm going to make mine out of clay. And so I also included, sorry, those voices kind of dried up my throat. In my Instagram post, I included a recipe for no-cook Play-Doh if you want to make your own Play-Doh. That's another option. I have some here. But I'm actually going to use some air dry clay that I brought up for my kids while we're up here. And we're just going to make some like really rudimentary. Oh, so good. I'm so glad you liked it, Sylvia. Rudimentary little animals. So I'm going to bend you down here. And if you only are able to make a couple colors, if you have red and blue and yellow, these are called primary colors. And when you mix these 3 colors together, you can make green, you can make purple, and you can make orange. And then if you have black and white, I actually didn't bring black today. I brought brown. Oh, I did bring black. If you have black and white, you can add those to it and make all different shades of different secondary colors. So when I color clay for my kids, like I did earlier today, usually I'll make a blue one. Ooh, these are a little soft because I put them in there. Usually I'll make a blue one and a yellow one and a red one. And then I will give my kids those colors, and they'll make other colors. Like for instance, we started to make a little bit of an orange here. It's not really orange, it's still pretty yellow, but this green, mix together blue and yellow to make green. You can mix blue and red to make purple, and then red and blue will make an orangey color. As I said before, I'm not actually going to use this clay today. I'm going to use the air dry clay. And if you want to follow along with me, you're welcome to. I'm going to put out this book so that we can take a look at these animals. Maybe, what page should we do? Should we do this original page? Yeah? Or, yeah, I don't know. What do you think? I think maybe I'll put this right here so you can see this one image. All right, so I am going to mix a little bit of these colors together first, and then I'm gonna make a cat, and I'm gonna make a dog, and I'm gonna make a frog, and I'm gonna make a bird. But I'm not going to make them with their arms and legs and all that kind of stuff, probably. If you don't want to keep watching, you don't have to keep watching. If you want to craft with me, you're welcome to craft with me. If you want to show me what you made, I'd love to see it, and I'd love to share it so that you guys can see what other kids are creating. I'm just going to show you how I mix some of these colors together in case you are limited in the colors you have. Now, if you want to draw a cat and a dog and a frog and a bird, you can do that. I'm going to make mine kind of square with a round head. So I just wanted to show you how we can take colors and mix them together to make other colors. So this is yellow because the bird and the frog are green. I'm going to take a little bit of blue and I'm going to mix it into here like this. Mix, 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 mix. See how it's turning green? Kind of cool. Now this clay, it's an air dry, really lightweight clay that I order off Amazon. I will link it. I think you get like 36 colors for, I don't know, $14 or $15. It makes no mess, which is the most amazing thing ever. So we go through a lot of it. This is green. So we have green now, and we have blue, and we have yellow, and we have red. And maybe I'll take a little bit of red, a little bit more yellow, and when I put these two colors together, do you know what we'll get? I bet you can guess. Let's see. Orange. As my mother likes to say, orange. Orange. All right, so here we go. Orange, and red, and yellow, and green, and blue. And what else could we make? We could put a little bit of blue and a little bit of red together, and what do you think it'll make? Let's see. Okay. I bet you know. Can you tell now? It made purple! Alright, so that's one way you can make a lot of colors from just 3 colors. And then what my son likes to do is he likes to then mix all these other ones together. So these are called primary colors, the red, blue, and yellow. And these are called secondary colors, which are made from the primary colors, and that's purple, orange, and green. So I'm also going to use colors that are already mixed, just because it's a little bit easier and I can show you. So I'm going to make, let's start with the bird. I'm going to make the bird today. The bird is kind of like a dark green. And maybe I'll actually use some of the colors that I mixed myself for it. So, I take this bird, and I don't want to use all of this because the frog is also quite green, right? I'm going to maybe do a circle for the body. The bird's quite a bit smaller than the other animals, so maybe a circle for the body, maybe give it a circle for the head. This bird has a dark beak. I think I'm going to use the purple I mixed. Circle for the body, circle for the head. I'm going to give this bird a beak. I thought about having my sister, who is next door, help me with this, because she is an artist by profession. She actually does 2D and 3D animation, but she's also an incredibly good sculptor. And my mother is a sculptor too. But she's with my niece, who's only 18 months, and so she's a little busy right now. Let's see. All right. Here is my parrot's beak. What do you think about that beak? Is that good? All right. I'm going to give my bird some wings, and maybe I'll use this lighter green to give the bird wings so that we can see it better. And to make the wings, I'm just going to make flat teardrop shape. Now, you do not have to do what I'm doing. I'm just doing this on here with you guys in case you want to do it with somebody. You do not have to do what I'm doing. You can do whatever you want. You can make whatever animals you want. Or if you don't want to make animals, you don't have to make animals. You can do whatever you want. But what we're going to do is after we make these animals, I thought we could stack them up and make a little totem pole. Because that's how they defeated the dragon, right? All right, so here's the bird I made. And I'm going to give this bird maybe a tail. Okay. What do you think? Is that a pretty good representation of a bird? You could tell that's a bird, right? All right, we're going to leave this bird here just while we make our other pieces. Here's our bird. Maybe I'll give the bird an eye too. So I'm going to take white and I'm going to make a round eye, and then I might come back with a marker and just give it a pupil. Okay. Here's the white. What time is it? All right, 3:14. Thank you for being here with me today. I know last week I wasn't here. My whole family got together to make meals for our local Trenton area. Our local soup kitchen. It required so much cooperation. There were about I've been social distancing with my mom and my dad and my sister and her husband and my brother and our kids and my husband. So there were like 10 of us. And we made 1,000 sandwiches, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and lunch bags. And so that took a long time. I think we were working together for maybe 8 hours, all of us together. But it was really fun, and it was really nice to work together. But it's why I wasn't on here last week. So I'm so glad you guys are here with me today for Instagram Live. Here we go. Here's what I did. I took a little white, and I made a circle, and I flattened it down. And then I took a little bit of black, and I made a circle, and I flattened it down. And I'm going to do the same to the other side. And that's our eyeball. That's our eyeball. That's our eyeball. I would love to see what you guys end up making. Okay, here we go. 2 eyeballs. This bird did a lot of shrieking, right? When I think of shrieking, I think of crows, because where I live we have a lot of crows, and they go caw, 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 caw. Okay, so here's my bird. 1 down, 3 to go. Now let's see. Maybe I'll do the frog next. We're on a green theme here, right? I like this color for the frog. I might even add a little bit of brown to it to make it a little bit of a more like swampy color, because frogs like to live by the water, right? Maybe I'll just use a little bit of black here, because that'll darken it. You only need a very tiny little bit of these darker colors to really change the color. So here we go. Yeah, that's a little bit more swampy green. I like that. All right, now how am I going to make my frog? I want them to be able to sit on top of each other, right? So maybe my frog and my bird are roughly the same size. I'm going to make a circle. Maybe I'll even make him a little more oblong. And you know what? I'm going to have to save a little bit because I need to give him legs and arms. Maybe. You don't have to. You could just make 4 different colors and stack them on top of each other if you wanted. Or you can wait till these dry and draw the details with a marker. All right, here we go. I'm gonna make this frog look like this. Start with the body. This frog has a little bit of white on his tummy, so I'm gonna give him a little bit of a, maybe like a light green on its tummy. All right, here we go. And I might even add a little bit of yellow to that. I think I want it even lighter, so I'm going to take a little bit more white and just a tiny little bit of green, see? And mix that together. Okay. Alrighty, that's a little bit better, I think. Oops, I just put my green in my white. That was silly. Okay, so here's the tummy. I'll put his tummy right on here. Oh, my little frog is rolling away. There we go. There's my frog's tummy. Okay. We're gonna give him some legs and some arms. How should I do his arms and legs? Let's look at another image. Here he is sitting with the flower that he has. Maybe I'll have him sitting like that. And what's interesting about him here with his flower is that he has his eyes kind of come off of his head, right? They kind of stick up off of his head. You see it? So, I'll give him some, maybe I can form them like this. Oh yeah, there we go. Because their eyes stick up so that they can look out of the water, right? I'll just form him a little bit. I'll name him Kermit, maybe. Do you guys know Kermit? I feel like maybe that's not quite your generation. Okay. Give him his eyeballs here. Alright, so I'm going to make these two, and then I will finish with the cat and the dog off of Instagram Live, and I'll post all the pictures if you want to see it. Unless you'd like, I don't know, would people want to see how to make the cat and the dog? So here's what I did. I shaped his head, and then I gave him his eyes, and I'm going to put little black dots in there. There we go. And another little black dot. See? Another little black dot here. Okay. Then I'm going to give him some arms and legs. I'm going to have him sitting because they're all sitting together. Maybe I need to squish him down a little bit because then the bird's going to be on top of his head, right? Oh no, they're so stuck together. Maybe I should wait to stick them together till they're done. Okay, I'm going to make his legs here. Give him these long, jumpy legs, right? Because frogs have incredibly long legs for their bodies. I don't know. Does that look good? Here's one leg. Hold on, my husband's asking if he can bring the kids back. Let's see. Alright, so here's one foot. And here's the other foot. I'm going to put it like this. Toes there. Alright, I'm going to finish this guy and then I'm going to do the others off of the camera because the kids are ready to come home. Okay, so you see his legs? I just gave him little worm legs here, and then I'm going to put some legs in the front. And then I'm going to make the cat, and then I'm going to make the dog, and then I'll stack them all up, and I'll take a picture, and you guys can see it, okay? Here's one hand, and here's the other hand. It's kind of skinny, that's okay. Yeah, maybe I'll... Alrighty. I'm going to redo this one arm. Alright guys, so here's my frog. I have my frog and my bird, and then I'm going to do the cat and the dog, and then I'll stack them all up. Do you see my frog? He has long arms, long legs, and he's going to go underneath the bird. And then on top of under the frog is going to be the cat. And then under the cat is going to be the dog. Okay? So I will post my finished little animals. I'd love to see what you make. You can use whatever materials you have. As I sorry if we're having problems here. Use whatever materials you have, and I'll see you next week. I think next week we're going to be discussing forgiveness. I think forgiveness is the virtue for next week. Okay? So thank you for coming. I'll see you next week. Have a really good week this week. I love you all.